Welcome to Dragonfly Within, a space for creativity, reflection, and becoming. Here we explore art, life, and the quiet moments in between. There's no need to have it all figured out. Just bring your curiosity and meet yourself where you are. Welcome to episode 5, an honest conversation about resistance, exhaustion, doubt, and the seasons when creativity feels hard or distant. When creativity feels heavy. What do I do when creating stops feeling light? There are seasons when creating feels easy, when ideas move freely and the act of making brings energy instead of taking it. And then there are seasons when creativity feels heavy, when sitting down feels harder than usual, when doubt creeps in, when exhaustion lingers, when the work that once felt like refuge begins to feel distance. These seasons are not a failure. They are part of a creative life. We often assume that creativity should always feel inspiring or joyful. And when it doesn't, we wonder what's wrong with us. But creativity is not separate from the rest of our lives. It responds to what we are carrying, emotionally, mentally, and physically. When life feels heavy, creativity often does too. Sometimes the weight comes from outside, responsibilities, uncertainty, grief, or change, the constant demand to keep up. And sometimes it comes from within, pressure to produce, fear of not being good enough, the quiet belief that what we make should justify our time and our worth. When creativity feels heavy, it's often because we are asking it to carry too much. We ask it to provide clarity when we're confused, comfort when we're overwhelmed, proof when we're doubting ourselves. And while creativity can support us, it was never meant to hold all of that alone. One gentle place to begin is to notice what you're carrying. Not to analyze or fix it, just to name it. Fatigue, expectation, comparison, the need to be seen, the need to rest. Sometimes simply acknowledging the weight loosens its grip. Another important question is how we speak to ourselves during this time. When creativity feels hard, the inner voice can become sharp. It tells us we're stuck, we're behind, we're lazy, not cut out for this. These words don't motivate, they drain. What would it sound like to speak to yourself with the same tone you'd use with someone you care about? Compassion does not mean lowering standards or giving up. It means recognizing that difficulty is not a personal flaw. It means allowing yourself to be human inside the process. Sometimes compassion looks like creating less. Sometimes it looks like creating differently. And sometimes it looks like not creating at all. And trusting that this too is part of the cycle. There is wisdom in pauses, even when we don't choose them. A season of heaviness may be asking for something quieter than output. It may be asking for gentleness, for listening, for space. Creativity doesn't disappear when it feels distant. It waits. It watches. It adjusts to the rhythm of your life. And often, when it returns, it carries depth that could only have been formed in the slower moments. You don't have to force your way through heaviness to be a real artist or creative person. You don't have to prove your commitment by pushing past exhaustion. I recall a time when I challenged myself to do 365 paintings a day. It started out as a monthly challenge, like 30 days, and then it turned to 60, then 90. Then I thought to myself, I'm going to go for a whole year painting a picture a day. And by day 211, I became completely exhausted. Commitment can look like staying in a relationship with creativity, even when you're not actively making it. This might mean tending to the edges, reading, walking, noticing, and resting. It might mean letting creativity be present in small, quiet ways rather than full projects. A single line written, a color noticed, a thought allowed to exist without being shaped. When creativity feels heavy, it helps to remember that lightness is not only measures of value. Depth matters too. Stillness matters. Care matters. Asking, what would compassion look like here? Shifts the focus from productivity to presence. It reminds us that creativity is not something we extract from ourselves, but something we live with. Eventually, the weight shifts. It always does. And not because we forced it, but because we stayed kind, because we listened, because we allowed creativity to breathe again. If you're in a heavy season right now, let that be okay. You are not doing it wrong. You are not behind. You are carrying something that deserves attention. Creativity will meet you where you are. Not when you're lighter, but right here. Thank you for spending this time with me in Dragonfly Within. If something here stayed with you, let it land gently. There's no rush. Growth happens in its own time. Until next time, keep listening inward and trust what's unfolding within you.